What's up, everybody? Chewy and I come at you today with another Marvel Crisis Protocol video. And this time today, we're going to talk about the Spider Foes. And the reason why I'm talking about them today is because this past weekend I was able to field them along with the new cards and new characters that came out with. I was able to play um, Goblin, Mysterio, uh, Blizzard, Carnage, all that stuff, Craven as well. And I came away from the weekend playing with all this stuff. Pretty happy actually, not too upset. I mean, I was really, I've always been down on Spider Foes. I've never liked them. Well, they didn't have much out, and Goblin wasn't really much to talk about, right? Along with other characters too. It just didn't work, right? They didn't have enough right now. And with the new tactics cards that they have, and with the new characters that have come out, I think they're going to be pretty viable and fun to play. Actually, I had a really great time, and I'll talk about some of the scenarios that I ran into here in a little bit. But let me just go over the roster that I'm doing here. This is not what I played over the weekend, by the way. What I played over the weekend was a little bit different. This is what I've settled on, and I'm gonna try this going forward once everything gets released in the TTS mod, all that stuff. Before I do all that, do me a favor, guys. If you guys could sign up for Second Wind, that tournament is coming up October 23rd and 24th here in Chicago, Illinois, run by Vincent Kirchhoff and the crew over there in Chicago. I've been there to that tournament in 2018, 2019. Really good tournament, really fun. It's awesome. You're gonna have a wonderful time. It's only about $35 to enter. But if you're looking to get out and travel and play some MCP, that'd be a place to do it. It's something we have Larmer's Pub and Brewery, October 23rd and 24th. Please do sign up for that tournament and just have a blast, man. You guys are gonna enjoy it. Trust me. Those guys are great down there. Anyways, without further ado, so let's get into this. So like I said, I didn't play this specific lineup against this weekend. I didn't play a specific lineup at all. What I changed here, and I was just doing random stuff. I did have Ghost Spider, I did have Angela. By the way, I do love Angela with Spider. I think it works really well. It adds a long mover and can get on those really hard points that other characters can't get. I did have Venom, and I came up with a combination with Neogenic Recombinator and um, Lethal Protector along with Venom. Um, so that's pretty cool, but to me, I felt like it tied him up to way too many cards, in my opinion. It tied him up to way too many cards. And I didn't like that at all. So that's why I scratched it. Not that I don't like Venom with the Spider Foes. I feel like I have to go, in my opinion, I have to choose between one of the symbiotes. And I chose Carnage, right? Carnage is less durable, but he can kill a lot of models set up properly and in the right way, in the right fashion. I went with that instead. Um, and I like the decision. I misplayed this a bunch of times this weekend. 2 times I misplayed this. One time I rolled a bunch of dice, didn't get a kill on a character. That's life. But it seemed to work, right? I love what Carnage does. I love his just multiple days and combinations you can do with him. He could just, but the thing is, be prepared for him to die, right? Be prepared for him to die, but he should be able to daze a couple models, right? If you set it up properly and you play, which I didn't do this weekend. I had a couple of misplays, but again, it's my first time playing with them on the table, and IRL is different from online. So, Green Goblin. Okay, so one of the characters that I've hated the most. I said it. I'm on record. I thought he was one of the worst characters in the game. I don't feel like he's right now with everything that's come out. I don't feel like he's the worst anymore. I just feel okay about him. I still don't love him. I still don't. I'm not gonna sit here and say add him. I literally debated the entire weekend. Should I go without? Should I play Spider Foes and just get rid of Goblin? And I'm glad I didn't do it. I gave it a shot. I tried it, and it was fine. I played one game with him, and he did fine. I was able to pull off Trick or Treat a few times. I was able to do a couple things, especially with like Mysterio and all that stuff. Pretty cool. And once you're able to do this, pull this off as much as you can, Trick or Treat, it can be solid, right? But again, you need the power for it. You need to find a way to gain power, which is one of his biggest problems. And this weekend, for some reason, I just didn't have a problem gaining power with him, and it was just weird. I'd never do that, and I was able to do it. So I've changed my mind a little bit. I still don't love him. I still don't think he's great. I just think he's okay, and have him around for the affiliation. And why the affiliation's important this weekend, because of that mindset, and this is the problem with going into a game or a tournament with a mindset with a certain character. If you have a negative outlook on them, you're gonna forget certain things, right? And if you don't practice something enough, you're not gonna remember either. I rolled 20 dice into Cable with Carnage, and there were times where there was a time I rolled dice and I felt like I could have gotten the kill. And all I needed to do was 2 damage on the 20 dice, and I could not pull it through. On one of those attacks, if I would have re-rolled, forced him to re-roll a die, I probably would have got the days to move forward. And I didn't do it because I completely forgot about the leadership of paying a power and making them re-roll a die. And on top of that, I've been burned by that leadership so many times that it was just ridiculous. I didn't think about it. And if you don't play this character enough, you really don't think about it. So like, it came in handy for Carnage. Like it made sense. Once I kept attacking with Carnage, I'm like, wait a minute, he should be using this. Like he should be using this leadership. Maybe not anybody else. He should be using it. And with him using it, I'm a fan. I really am liking it. I added Iron Fist. Only reason why is because the Heroes for Hire. Heroes for Hire is just a solid card. It's a better lethal protector, and that's the reason why I took out Venom as well. I can just do Heroes for Hire with Iron Fist. It's not restricted to defenders, so it's restricted to Iron Fist and Luke Cage. I like Iron Fist. He's just always in the game. He net gains 1 power, and if he wants to, he can use the leadership of Green Goblin and still gain the power back when he does his flying kick. So that's cool, right? And he gains 2 power a turn, right? So that's pretty easy. Lizard, tanky on secures, really can be really hard to kill. He was really hard to kill this weekend. He has a throw, which is phenomenal. I mean, it's size 3. He throws small. I mean, it's really solid. You have to be within range 2. It's cost 3 power. You got to get that power. But if you're dominating secure, grabbing one, and they're focusing on you, you're gonna have that power for sure. Craven, fell in love with Craven this weekend. Love him, love him. I did not play. I don't think I played him correctly all weekend, but when I was using him, just phenomenal. Adding the extra die for expert tracker helps as long as you're remembering that. I wish this was 2 power, but I think it'd be too good for 2 power, so 3 power is good. Corner of the Beast never came into play this weekend because nobody I played against had web warriors, had like wall crawlers or anything like that, so I could not do this effectively. But everything else about him, I love. All you want is to get the power to add a die. That's all you want to do. You get that power, you run. Okay, you run up, attack, run. That's it. Run up, attack, run. And as long as you're doing that, you should be getting out of range of people. You should be going back to a point and securing it. And then from there, you should probably have the power to do expert tracker, which adds a die, which helps out Green Goblin, which helps out Carnage, which helps out other characters do some crazy stuff, right? So really good. Fell in love with Craven. Ghost Spider did not try it. My idea with Ghost Spider, I have something on Mystical Con Herb because I do think Mystical Con Herb Spider follows. I think there's some potential there. Um, just for that, honestly, maybe another secure, maybe another mission or whatever. I like Ghost Spider. I mean, it's simple. You can pull people out of range. You can push people within range 4. I mean, this doesn't have a size restriction at all. You can webline somebody. Lifesaver is amazing. Impact webbing, you're going to gain power. And if you roll the wild, you get a push. Simple enough. I mean, there's nothing to talk about there. It moves long. Mysterio. I fell in love with Mysterio all weekend. All weekend. Mysterio is good. He's pretty good. You got to be careful with how you play him because he's 115. Um, but he's good. He's good. I mean, the fact that he gains power rolling blanks, his hypnosis gas, if he does damage, he gets to advance you small. I misplayed tricks and traps, and for anybody who played him this weekend, I'm sorry. I thought I advanced you small. I advanced small, and that's my fault. So you're basically, and he has stealth as well. So basically, the whole thing with him is, and I'll show you a situation that I had for my Thursday game, and show you something pretty unique that I did, which is really awesome. Hypnosis gas is really good. I mean, granted 4 die, whatever, but it's a mystic attack. Wakandans don't like this. Web warriors don't like this attack either. You do a damage, you advance them. That's it. I never got a chance to do curtain call, nor did I. Didn't need it. I would rather save the power for tricks and traps. Tricks and traps is not once per turn, by the way. Every time someone advances within 3 of you or whatever, you do this. and if as long as you do a damage, you get to get away. So tricks and traps, hypnosis gas, that's the juice with him. It's really good. Um, there's not much I can say. I fell in love with Mysterio all weekend. It was really fun. Angela, I don't have to explain it. Really good on the 5 extract um, or the hammers as well. Can go up and get a hammer turn 1, or um, go for the middle point turn 1 as well with Angela on the spider infected or cubes or whatever. And she can kill people. She's a target for all you've got as well. If you can, figure it out. Enchantress is why I added. I mean, this doesn't explain it. She's probably one of the best characters in the game. She has a move, which is important. She does have a bow. Okay, bow is important, especially with sinister traps. This is You're starting to see where I'm going with this. Okoye, standard, best 2-point in the game. Don't have to explain. Tactics, all you've got, bitter rivals, blind obsession. And I know everybody's gonna be like, well, where is Doom Prophecy? I don't like Doom Prophecy. I don't. It's not that I don't think it's good. It just doesn't fit my playstyle. I don't like the fact that I have to sacrifice my physical defense. And granted, it's 10 die. I understand that. That I get the math in my head. But Carnage, he's better with it. But if you think about it, he can add 2 die to himself with a superpower, right? It puts him to 7. And honestly, I would rather Carnage focus on a threat first and then build up for his area attack and just start going to town on everybody else. I don't think you have to get that greedy with Doom Prophecy. Just in my opinion, I don't feel like it's just my thought. I mean, playing him this weekend, I feel like I'm correct. I don't think you have to do that. I would rather them struggle trying to kill Carnage after I kill them rather than making it easy for them. Granted, it's easy for them if they have energy and psychic attacks, but if they have physical attackers, why make it easier for them to daze or kill Carnage? Why do that? I just don't. It doesn't to me, it doesn't work. I want Blind Obsession instead. I mean, Blind Obsession gives me 2 die on a target that I want to take out right now. This came into play for me against Kingpin. I blind obsessed Kingpin, and I was able to get the days, and then went on. I basically won on the Legacy Virus. I was able to take the 2 viruses away from him, and take it from there. That was it, and it was game just like that. And with the 2 extra dice, it helped out a lot. That was enough. Field dressing. I mean, the combo was here, as you can see, and I misplayed this a lot this weekend. Um, Not enough practice. Field dressing standard. Kunlun training, I added. And the reason why I added Kunlun training is you're going to need that reroll at some point. If you really need that daze, if you really need someone to not do a big attack roll on you, Kunlun training is the way to go. I feel like this is a Spider Foes card. Well, anybody card, but for me, Spider Foes in particular, because you need to do well on your die rolls. And you need to do well on like getting wild effects and all that kind of stuff and building up power as best you can. If you can fit in a reroll, if you need a crucial days with Carnage and you just roll shitty like I did all weekend, this card I think will do well. 4 power cost, it is kind of, I mean, it's pretty expensive, but with Carnage, you should be fine. Sinister Trap, this was the juice. This was all weekend. This is an auto include if you're playing Spider Foes. This card is fantastic. It is amazing. I love it on D secures. I love it on the C secure. I love it on C, C or C. I can't remember what it is. The whole point is I love this all over the place. This card is amazing. It changes your opponent's way of thinking. It's good. It's just good. It's phenomenal. And I'll show you an example where I did on Legacy Viruses, which really changed the game. Really good card. Climbing Gear standard gets you back in the game. Worked out really well. Heroes for Hire, easy. It's League the Protector. You know. Let's go to Crisis. I do love the Infinity formula because Spider Foes are starved on power. If you can stand within 1 to get an extra power the next turn and just start getting going. Green Goblin loves it. Any of the Spider Foes love it. If they can get any free power any way they can, that'd be great. Mutant Madman, I'm really good on physical defense. I love the B map for Spider Foes. D not so much. But B maps I think they do pretty well. And they have physical attacks, and again, simple. 18 points too. You have some flexibility there too. Extremists, I know I said didn't like D maps, but if I'm gonna play one, I do like the Extremists. If I'm able to heal some points, that'd be cool. If I could find a way onto one pretty quickly, like with Angela or something or whatever, Ghost Spider might be another one too. I can go and take one of the side Ds or whatever and secure that and maybe or tie it or something like that. If I'm able to heal one beginning of the turn, if I took some damage, I just find it as a bonus. So that's fine. Mystical Clown and Herbs. I think one, this is if I'm gonna play a slow game, I think this is gonna be it. One, I don't need to spend for power. Okay, let me put like not spend for power. I'm so Um, one, I don't have to spend power for an extract or for a secure or anything like that, or pick up an or whatever. I can play a slower game and bring this over and try to swing the points. And I have two characters on my roster that have free movement. So one of those characters are going to pick up the herb and try to run that thing back as fast as possible to try to win the game, right? To go up on points and put the pressure on your opponent. In the meantime, you have the middle scrum where both are trying to bring this herb over for the for the huge point swing. You get this over, you basically you're in the driver's seat. You can basically cruise control for the game at that point. I have Craven and I have Ghost Spider. Um, I, I think enough said there. If we can play it at a nice 15 points here, I like it. I think it works. And the other thing that you can do too is, and I thought about this, you sinister traps. If you can play sinister traps onto the herb that they can go and retrieve, right? If they get within one of that thing, you can do damage to them and push them and all that kind of crazy stuff. Granted, you probably won't be putting it there. You're probably putting on like a D. If it's let's say if you're playing an A and a D map, you're probably gonna put on the DC here or something like that, or whatever the case may be. But if you want to be be cheeky, you can put it on a herb near you. But the problem with that is if they don't pick up the herb, and this is the issue, if they don't pick up the herb, um, you can't go within two of the trap either because the trap works on you as well. So the trap works on you as well. So sorry about that. Anyway, so like yeah, so you can do something. So you got to be careful with that. Fear grip, DMAP. Like I said, I run Angela. I run Ghost Spider. As long as they can get, uh, well, Angela in general, she can get there on one move and grab the side hammer, which is good. That's all I have this for. I want to, you know, spread you out a little bit, put Angela out there, grab the hammer, and then best of luck from there, right? And I can pick up my middle one, and then I can play my game and bring you in towards me, and I can do what I need to do. Spider Infected. Again, I think F. I think it's pretty good. Form as well. I didn't have any issues with this either. Um, again, Angela can go and pick up that middle objective. So can Craven. If Craven can be able to if he can move, attack, move, he can get it as well. So can Ghost Spider. You have options. Is what I'm trying to get at. Um, I like it. I hate losing. I hate the cubes because you're gaining. You gain power, but you take damage, and spider foes don't want to melt. You want to keep them as healthy as possible. I say that, and I don't have any healing cards or anything like that, but um, that's how I feel about it. I don't want to take any free damage at all. I want them to earn their damage on me, basically. So let's get into kind of the things that happened this weekend. Okay, and I'm not. Let's see if I can get a map going here. Give me a second. It doesn't matter what I put out here. Sure, go with that. With this, it comes up. All right, let me get out of here. Get out of here. Bring it up. So those are my thoughts on that's my Spider Foes roster. If you have any suggestions for or any changes you want to make, or if you think differently than I do, feel free to comment down below and let me know what you guys think, and I can make those adjustments to try it out. So now let's get to terrain. Show you my thought process here. So let's go with one example. I lost. I think I won initiative. I think I did. Okay. And we ended up playing. Let me show the two. Unfortunately, I don't have the roster saving. I'm too lazy to do that. With I know you can do in TTS like bring Carnage on. I just don't feel like doing it now. So Infinity, I played Infinity Formula, and my opponent played. Let's take a look. They do legacy fight, right? So I believe I won initiative because I kept the points at 17. I didn't. He was playing Criminal Syndicate. Maybe I could have went 19 and gave me some extra points or whatever. But I just wanted to keep it at 17 and go 5 wide. Um, and I'll just show you why here in a second. Well, not why. I just feel like a 17 is a good number. If I go higher, just wasn't a fan of it, right? Um, so here, this is the layout. And I'll show you exactly what happened. So this is interesting. So I start turn, and what I end up doing is I put Angela out here, right? Because I want Angela to grab that legacy cure as fast as possible, right? She's gonna grab it in one move, and she has flight. Granted, this is not how the map looked in person or anything like that. But so Angela was somewhere out to here, right? Ready to grab that secure. I mean, ready to grab that extract, and I was gonna have Carnage and Okoye come over here and kind of hover over the middle and see who comes for that middle legacy cure, and basically gaining a power turn and Okoye bodyguarding Carnage and all that good stuff. So what I ran was Angela, Carnage, Okoye. So right now I'm at 11 points, and I ran Craven and Lizard. Okay, I ran Craven and Lizard over here. Okay, so what ended up happening was I ended up popping sensor traps, and what happened was I put the trap right here. Okay, all right, something like that. Grant, that's not a good example. Let's get a token here just to mark this. Get a spider foes token. Spider foes. Here we go. Right here. I put it on the middle. Right. For me, there was no point in putting it up here at all. Really, no point. Reason why I say this is because most medium movers can get to the secure in one move. There's no point it's just my opinion. There's no point to put it here because what's going to happen is they're going to run within one. They're going to take the damage easily. I'm going to push them small this way, and they can just move again back onto the point. Right? What you want to do with the you want to make it you want to make something difficult here, and you really want to put on something that's really that they want to risk it for. Right? On 5 wide, it's the middle. On this legacy cure right here, it's the middle one, right? Because you're really overextending and you're trying to do it. There's only a couple of models that can really come up here and grab the middle one with no problem. That's Angela, and that's like Asgard. I mean, not Asgard. Oh my god, defenders with portals and all that stuff, right? There's ways to do it, but I was playing against Criminal Syndicate, and he was running Kingpin, MODOK, Sin and Crossbones, and Bob. He put Bob up here. Okay. So anyways, let's just go with this. So I go ahead, I put this in the middle, right? And I explain what the card does to him and everything like that. Okay, you can't be within 2, so this is 2, right? Let's put 2 here. If I can. There we go. So this is the range. Right? You can't be anywhere near here or you're gonna take a trap and you're gonna get pushed, right? So now he played Kingpin, MODOK. Because it's Sin and Crossbones and Bob, right? So I start turn, and I go Lizard up here, and I pick up this Legacy Cure, right? Pick up this Legacy Cure. This is a dangerous one, right? And I go, and I just kind of sit over here somewhere, or whatever the case may be. I wasn't able to be within one of this, but that's okay. I was fine with Lizard taking damage and like getting to play next turn kind of thing. So we go, whatever. I put Carnage and Okoye over here. He kind of puts MODOK somewhere over here, outside of 2, right? And now, here's what's dangerous about MODOK being somewhere around here. Okay? This is a wide range. The other thing this affects, too, is those slow movers' movements, right? If you don't have a teleport anywhere to get in, or whatever the case, even with a teleport, you get on top of this, you're going to take it. And that fucks up your placement a little bit. Like, look at this. So if here's got a MODOK that's standing like somewhere right here, right? And if they want to get into the game and attack somebody, because you know what? Let me get MODOK in the game. Hold on. We're going to get MODOK in the game. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. Now, my target wasn't MODOK. My target was to ruin... My point of that was to ruin everything he wanted to do for that middle point, right? And make him think about it and his placement and where he needs to go. because I was not going to go for this point until it was safe, right? So let's just put MODOK over here. Let's put him outside of 3, right? Let's do the deploy. Both this again. All right, let's put MODOK. Well, you know what? Let me turn this off for a minute. I know what to do. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. 1 second. Turn this off. Just grab MODOK from this side. Duh. Sorry. That little bit of technical difficulty here. This won't take long for me to explain. But you'll see my point here in a minute. And this goes for almost any character, right? That hovers over the middle here. Let's just say MODOK was somewhere, you know, here or whatever, right? He wants to get into the game at some point. And like I said, Lizard was over here, right? So let's do one move with MODOK, okay? Let's say, for example, I don't know, he really wants to take over his side. He had sitting crossbones over here on this canister, and Lizard was basically over here taking damage, right? And I ended up putting Kraven back here to secure my back point right here. And like I said, I already picked up the leg secure with Angela, okay? So that's off the board. So he goes up with MODOK. Okay. Let's go with MODOK. Right? So now you gotta be careful with how you move. Let me just show you the 2 here. Okay. Now, granted, I wish this is not the same map. So if he moves once, he's already within 2. Right? So I let this one go at first. And I said, okay, I'm going to give this one a pass. But the next one I got to take. So I had him, he moved back. So now look at what happens when MODOK moves back. Let's just say the Lizard is somewhere like right here picking up that legacy. He can't get there. And if nobody's here in the middle, who's his target? Nobody. So you really have to watch your placement with MODOK and like go out to the outside or something. But he put him right there in the middle. So he really couldn't do much here. So I think he kind of just moved a little bit over here. Right, to stay outside of 2 of that. Right, you still want to be outside of 2 of this leg security. Something like this, right? Okay, it was something weird like this. It's basically outside of 2. Okay, and nobody picked up the leg secure, right? So we end turn, and just think about this. Nobody picked up leg secure. We're tied at 4-4 right now. Actually, I have 2 leg secures, and I have 2 canisters in the back. I scored 4 points. He scores 3. He's a point behind now as a criminal syndicate player at this point because he did not want to pick that up. Because if he moves again, watch what happens. If he moves again, right, it ends within 2, right, something like this, I can push MODOK anywhere on the map, right? And that's his second movement, and he cannot move again, right? So if I can do anything to move MODOK closer to me, or to move him out of the game, basically something like this, right? Or whatever the case may be, and I fuck up his movement a little bit, I'm happy with that. If I can do that for a turn, and on top of that, you got to think that frees up the leg secure, and look who's primed to take it. Angela was sitting somewhere over here. All she's got to do is move long, right, and pick up the leg secure and move back, and I would have been up a leg secure easily. So I would have had 3 leg secures and holding these 2 back points, scoring 5 points that next turn, going to 9, basically. Or if I could find a way to get a daze or whatever and take one of these points over here, I'm looking good. You know what I'm saying? So just that Sinister Trap alone on leg secure and like this kind of map was awesome. It completely shifted or affected what he wanted to do and to start pew-pewing with MODOK. So what ended up happening the next turn, I don't remember what happened specifically, but I had like, you know, Carnage somewhere over here or whatever. He wanted to get Lizard. He wanted to shoot. He wanted to start getting involved and start attacking Lizard or whatever the case may be. So he ends up moving something like this, right? This again. So he ends up moving something like this, right? It was something weird like this, and I believe he was within 2 there easily. Now, you didn't have to move that far, but I mean, if he gets here, he's within 2. If he gets here, he's within 2. He had to move somewhere out to there, but I think if he would have moved somewhere out to here, I don't think he would have had the 4 range because like the lizard was somewhere over here or something like that. It was something weird or awkward. I had him in a weird position. He couldn't shoot him. So once this happened and he moved out to here, right? Like I said, I had to take the trap this time. So I ended up rolling 5 dice. Okay, I ended up rolling 5 dice or whatever, right? All you're looking for is a damage, 2 damage. 3. That's actually way better than I thought. So now I get to push him, right? And keep in mind, Carnage is over here. Okay, and that's a move action right now. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do the. Let's say I place it somewhere out to here. Place. Throw push. Boom. Boom. It's like this. And, you know, it put him in a position where Carnage was here, able to hit in range 3. Now, Carnage has free reign to attack MODOK to do damage, and I did 3 damage to him. Granted, I gave him power and I moved him, but the whole point is he has 1 more action left and I was able to position him somewhere, right? And other people can go after MODOK and take him down. I'll take down the big threat. Once I take down MODOK, I'm fine. And basically it takes, and honestly, it takes him out of 1 of the cure. Right? It takes him out of 1 of the cure. And now he can't go back and get it with MODOK. He has to go with somebody else to go get it. Or I can go get it now. Like I said, with Angela. Like, spider traps really, really changes. Oh, sinister traps, I'm sorry. So sinister traps really changed the game for me this weekend with Spider Foes. It's a really powerful card. When it comes to like the maps like this, like see, I'm always gonna play it here in the middle and try to win the outside or whatever. That makes the most sense to me, right? Legacy Cure, I would like the middle one because that's the one, you know, that's basically, you know, one of the harder ones to get you overextending yourself to get that one. But that's what Spider Traps did. I mean, it's a phenomenal card. I mean, this is one example. The second example, we played, and let me give you my mindset on this. So let's go ahead. We're gonna take these 2 off. We did not play this. We played, if I remember correctly. I gotta think about this for a second. What did we play this weekend? I know we played Extremis. Okay, I know what we played. I remember now. So we played Extremis. Yep, Extremis. And we ended up playing what's the other 17 point? Spider Infected. So I did lose this roll. But it didn't matter. We played at 17 points. It was X-Force versus Spider Foe. And I made a mistake round 1, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here in a second. Okay. Here, let's add the crisis token. Okay. And let me show you where I made a mistake. Now, in this example, okay, it's D and an A map. And in this game, I did not run Angela either. I should have, but in this game, I wanted to try out the Green Goblin and give him a shot. And this is where I became impressed with the Green Goblin. I don't know what's going on here. But what ended up happening was I played Spider Traps. He played Cat and Mouse first and was able to move out of character farther. I think he moved out Deadpool, if I remember correctly, over here. So you can move basically, I think, maybe once or twice. But again, there was no building like this in the game, so he was able to get to the Extremis pretty easily. I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 moves after the placement. I have to do the math myself. Look at it myself, but I think it was 2 movements and got there. I made a mistake, and I played Spider Traps here. Right? I was debating playing it here or here, which I think is the better move. Right? And the reason being is because most characters, if you're not running Angela or Spider Portals or whatever, or you know, Cat and Mouse is a way for people to get into this really quickly too, especially with X-Force. If you're not doing that, this is the smart play. And I think it's a smart play regardless. I think I should have done these, but I did not. I did this, and Cable was able to come on, take the trap, whatever. I was able to push him, and then I wasn't able to daze or kill him or anything like that, which is weird. But I don't think this is the play. I should have let this go and put it on one of these here, right? And I had Mysterio in this game as well. So my lineup was Green Goblin, Mysterio, Craven, Lizard, and Green Goblin. Wait, hold on. Green Goblin, Mysterio, Lizard. Green Goblin, Mysterio, Lizard, Craven. I'm missing one more. I'm missing one. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do the math here. Goblin, 4. Craven, 3. Lizard. Oh, Carnage. So it's 4, 8. Mysterio's 3, 11. Lizard's 3. Craven. Yeah. So I ran. So it was Goblin, Carnage, Craven, Lizard, and Mysterio. If I put it anywhere out here, again, these are the hardest two to get. Like, you got to think about it. This is nothing. This is easy. D maps, these are hard to get, right? And if I'm replaying this, I'd probably play Angela as well. But I went with what I went with, and when I played with that, I should have placed it out here or out here. I should have left this alone, right? Because if I could win, if I can hold 2 extremis and not give up one more, I'm in a good position. Even if I give this up, right? Because I can get this back with some kills and stuff like that. Okay. Because yeah, I mean, I can go. Here's the deal. So I can go pick up these 2, claim these 2, or claim this extremis over here, and now we have to fight for one of these extremises and the spider people and all that stuff, and try to get the third one, right? He would have been up on points. Let's say if I don't get this, he would have been up on points anyway, by a point. But there's a possibility that one of us could have tied out here, and we weren't getting that point. So I think this is key. I think when it comes to D maps on secures, I think these are your targets or your spider foes. Just my opinion. And now that I think about it, I think that would have been a better play, and that probably would have made a difference in our game. I ended up losing this game like 18, like 15. It was a close game. Went to round 5. The guy was pretty good. I made mistakes with all you've got and field dressing and all that. But Goblin was like putting in work in this game. Like, he was, every time Cable or somebody ended up here, I had the power to blow this up. I had Mysterio somewhere out to here somewhere or something like that. And every time he moved within range 3, I was able to do mirrors or whatever. I was able to get out, and it was crazy. It was insane how much crap that I was doing with positioning, and it was fun to do. But the thing is, I mean, how often is Green Goblin going to go off like that in game power? I don't know, right? I don't know. But with the way the game was being played, and with the other models that were in the game, like Craven constantly moving and handing out an extra die for Carnage or Goblin or Lizard at that, with that, it was really good. It was really effective. But I think Sinister Traps is what really makes this team go. And of course the models too. I mean, Carnage, Lizard, Craven, all phenomenal. Mysterio's really good. I think Spider Foes have some potential. Go out and try them. And again, I can just go over my list one more time if you like. I mean, this is just my opinion. This is what I think I'll be running the next time I play this team. I think it's all right. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's improvements that can be made. I'm pretty sure there's other people that have other ideas on what they want to do. But I would like to hear that down below. Please comment down below, like, dislike the video, subscribe to my channel, Web more MCB content. I know this is a bit long today, but I had to get this out there. Like, me playing with Spider Foes again and like just enjoying them again. I had a good time playing them with them, and I wanted to express that and get that out there as fast as I could. And I want other people to try this. I mean, it's not this roster in particular, but like a Spider Foes roster, come up with your own and figure it out. This was really good stuff. I had a really fun time, and I'm gonna keep playing this team, man. I'm really having a great time with it. I'm gonna mix and match whatever I can, especially when Baron Mordo comes out. I think it's gonna make this team better too. All right, anyways, guys, that's it for me. Definitely let me know what you guys think down below. Comment, like, dislike, subscribe to my channel. Give me your thoughts on Spider Foes and what your thoughts are, and what do you think about the strategies I came up with here. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Tell me. I don't mind. I'm open to all criticism and whatever. I'm all about making this roster better and my play better. So, all right, guys, thank you guys very much. Have a wonderful day and take care.